Beth here. Most of these quick tip videos have focused on creating rewards. So today I thought I would show you how to use the tools and materials provided by the group to create your own lesson prop slides. So the first thing I always do is open up my copy of the Slide Finder. And down here at the bottom, you'll see tabs for rewards and props. But right here, it says Google Slides Builder. This is going to be the tab where you can find everything you need to create your own slides. There are some templates and those awesome slides by Kathy Cartman, the complete units. There's even down here some lesson-specific stuff. So if we go up to the top and hit Auto Copy Template Links, it's going to bring up a slide that contains all of the links to all of our templates. And I'm going to make a lesson slide today. So I go to that page and then click on this link, and it's going to ask me if I want to make a copy. Hit Make a Copy, and now that is saved to your drive and you can edit it however you want. All right, I always make sure my slide is titled first. That way if it closes out, I can find it easily. I'm just going to title this one Demo Lesson. On this first slide is where you put in the lesson SN and the lesson name. Not the unit name, the lesson name. So just as an example, I might do Level 3, Unit 5, Lesson Cycle 1, Lesson 2, and I know that the lesson name is Mammals and Birds. Once I do that, I can delete this first instructional slide. And I'm going to go over everything on this slide, but if you want to read later when you make your own copy, there are some instructions for slide content, graphics, and how to upload your own slides. On this slide is where I'm going to put the unit name, which I believe was Animal Groups, and I can credit other creators. So I might say Beth Bender, Slides 5 and 6. Let's say I opened up a lesson prop and I liked those slides and I wanted to use them in my own. I want to make sure I give credit to the person who originally created that. You can also put links to rewards that would go well with this lesson and list any 2D or 3D props that you might use. There's also a slide here with links to the other quick tip videos if you want to watch those. All right, and before we get into actually filling in these slides, I want to give some formatting reminders. Whenever we make any Google Slides, we want to make sure everything is large, high resolution, that our images and text are centered if necessary, and that basically everything is easy to see and easy to read. Remember that most of our users are using these on mobile devices, so we want it to be nice and big so that the student can see what they're supposed to see. So if you look through this template, you'll see that there are already some pages made with text boxes. There's some phonics slides. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out of creating your own lesson props. Today, I'm going to show you examples of slides for a noun, a verb, some verb conjugation, some phonics, a sentence, and maybe some math. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is my noun slide. And for this, because mine is currently in the background making noise, I'm going to do dog. So sorry if you hear some little noises in the background. That's just my big dog being a stinker. So we'll make this noun slide say dog. Now, I'm going to go just like I would for a reward slide, and I'm going to search for a dog PNG. I know I want to use a background on this, so I want to find a PNG file. Now, for nouns, my general rule is a still image for a noun and a GIF for a verb. This will also help with load time, because sometimes when we have a GIF on every page or multiple GIFs on every page, it can kind of slow that load time. I always check the resolution, just like I talked about in some of my previous videos, to make sure they're nice and large. And I like this dude. He's really big and he's pretty cute. He is a PNG. Now his paw is kind of cut off at the bottom, so I'm going to make sure that he is at the bottom of my screen on my slide. So since it's a still image, I'm going to hit Copy Image. And then I go to that slide and you can either right-click paste, or you can just use your Control or Command V function. So I want to make him as big as possible, always, always as big as possible. So I will just drag him to the size I want and center him. Let's see. I use my red guidelines to help me. And then I can use that Command Shift or Control Shift down to send the image to back. Once I do that, I noticed, well, the text is not in the correct place. So I'm just going to change the text box. And now that it's over there, I see that I can probably make this a little bit bigger. My general rule for vocab or single words on a page is 72 is the smallest I'll go, but sometimes I will even go up to, let's say, 120. Something else you can do with your text to make it stand out a little bit more, if you go over to Format Options, you highlight the text and hit Drop Shadow, it will actually add a drop shadow to your text. Now I'm going to do a background, just a solid color background. Or actually, you know what? I think I'll do a gradient. Pick it, done, and there you go. It's a nice clear image. It has the text nice and big, and hey, he's cute. All right, so the next one is going to be a verb. I'm going to do the verb run. When I look for images for verbs, I like to look for GIFs because it shows the action. Last time I looked in a Google search, but I want to show you something else that you can use to find good images and GIFs. So if you go down here to the More Resources, there is a link to our graphics library. Click that link and it will open up the folder with all of our graphics that we have saved. There are things like high quality images. These are going to be still images, and they are sorted by category. So clothing, animals, that kind of stuff. So if I had wanted to use this for my dog image, I can open that up, and I bet you anything there is a dog. So there are some good images of dogs. But for mine, I wanted a PNG, so I did a Google search. I can also go here to GIFs, and there are two different categories. There's a GIFs or graphics library, and then there's one for high frequency GIFs. Those are going to be things you see often in the lessons, like hello and goodbye. But if I open up the graphics library, this is a file that is continuously growing. You can see it still has our old cover slide. But there are different categories like animals and actions and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to look for actions, and I'm going to see if there's one of showing running. Oh, and there's this one. There's a walk and a run. There's jumping, shaking hands. Okay, there's a run that I want to use. There's the running man. Sorry, that made me laugh. All right, I'm going to copy. Since it's already on a slide, I don't have to copy image address. I just copy. I'm going to go here, and I will just paste it. Remember, if you're pasting a GIF from a Google search, you will want to copy image address and then use the insert image. So I've got my GIF. I'm going to center it and send it to back, and then use that cool color picker that I showed you in one of my earlier videos. I'm going to hover over until I get sometimes it's a bit tricky, so you have to try it a couple times. Especially with a GIF, when there's something moving, it kind of tricks it sometimes. There's my orange. I'm going to go to background, color, custom, change the code. Now it matches. So once I do that, I see my text isn't super easy to read now. That red doesn't show up very well. So I'm going to change the size to match my other one, and I'm going to just do a white text, and I'm going to do the drop shadow. So just because it is red on the template does not mean that you have to keep the text red. You can definitely change it. Now, this is a verb, and you'll notice on a lot of our interactive level 2 slides from VIPKid, it's asking the kids to conjugate the verbs, but it doesn't give them a chart or anything. So if I go back up here to my slide finder and go back to the Builder tab and scroll until I see the grammar slides, you'll see verb conjugation charts. I'm going to open that up. And there are a couple different options that you can use. I usually use this one. And then I will just copy those slides, paste them in, and change the word. Easy peasy. These took a bit of time to create, but since they're already done, they're there for you to use. So don't reinvent the wheel. If you need to add a verb conjugation to your slides, use the ones we already have. All right, so there, I've got my noun, my verb, a little grammar, and now I'm going to do the sentence. So let's say the sentence is, the dog runs. All right, for my sentences, I'm going to change the text to black or blue or purple or whatever color you want, and then highlight the word that is the focus. So for now, that is the verb runs. So I'm going to change that to red. I usually don't do a drop shadow on sentences. I usually just do that on the single words. All right, so I could either do a Google search or I could go back to my graphics library and I'm going to go up to the animals and I'm just going to see if we have a running dog. There's some llamas and unicorns. There's a chicken, some cats. Oh, there are some dogs. Oh, and bonus points, it's a weenie dog. So I'm just going to copy that GIF, go back to my lesson, and paste it in. Because it came from the graphics library, I just copy and paste. I don't have to do the copy image address. I'm going to stretch it, send it to back, and I notice that the GIF kind of interferes with the text. So I'm going to double click on that and crop the GIF. So now I'm going to move him down to the bottom. He can be a little bit bigger. Center it. And then there it is. Use my color picker again to match the color of the GIF background to my slide background. I go to background, color, custom, and I paste in that code. Okay. Another thing you can do to make your text stand out more is you can highlight the text box and you can actually fill the color. So say you wanted to do white. Or if you don't want it completely full, completely covered, you could go down here to custom, and over here this changes the transparency of the color. So there, it makes the text stand out a little bit more. You don't have to do that, but I think it looks pretty good. All right, now these are unused slides, so I will delete those. Now, Megan went ahead and added in some of these word family sliders. If you want to use them and you say you're editing an already made lesson prop and you want those word sliders, then you go over here to my slide finder to the Builder tab and you go to the phonics slides and right here, word family slider. There are also other things like the Bossy E wand, some vowel sounds slides. So let's just throw one of those in there, just for fun. So here are some slides with all the vowels with examples of short and long sounds. So I'll just copy that, and paste it right into my lesson. There's a lot of work already done for me that I don't have to worry about. Okay, but if you wanted to do a words family slider, they are also in there. If you're going straight from the template, then you don't have to worry about finding them because they're already here. So let's just use dog, because that's my word anyways. Now, say I want to change the animation. All I have to do is go to View, Animations, and I see that it's fading in. I'm going to have this actually fly in from the left. And now I want a different beginning. So I copy that text box, change the text, and then I add an animation. fly in from left. You can also take these and change the background color. So let's say we want to do this blue color. Then I change the fill color on this to match. Now, whenever I have a color for the background and for the word family part, I always want to match my text color in the initial consonant slides. So change that. And now I'm going to check my animations. Always, always. And it looks pretty good. Any of the ones that I don't need, I delete. Now let's say this one is asking them to count sets. So I always like to include some number slides just for reinforcement if the student needs it. So if you want to do something like that, there are some math slides pre-made. There's shapes, numbers 1 to 20 with apples. I've done a finger counting one, and then there's number gifts also. I'm going to go here to the 10 frames. And takes a little time to open. But see that on 1 through 10, there's actually picture examples along with the standard and the word form as well as a 10 frame. So I am going to just Command or Control click to select the ones I want. Or if I hit this first one, hit Shift, and then click the last one I want, it highlights all of them so that I could just copy those slides right into my lesson, and it's done. So there's a lot of work that was done that I didn't have to do, that I just copied over. You'll see it takes, these especially took a lot of time to build, but you don't have to spend that time because it's already done. Just copy and put them into your lesson props where needed. So I hope this helps take kind of the fear of making lesson props away. It really doesn't have to take as long as you imagine. Use the tools and materials that we've provided, and pretty soon you'll be a pro at it. All right, always, always remember to upload your slides to us so we can share them with everybody else in the group. I hope this helped. I will see y'all later. Happy sliding.